Hi, it's Loxton here. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 key skills for closing the deal. And the first of these is to ask confidently for the business. Look at it like this. Deals aren't going to close themselves, are they? You've got to ask. But you've also got to ask in such a way that you convey to your customer that you have an expectation that they're ready and willing to go ahead. If you communicate in the way that you ask, any anxiety or worry that they may not proceed, they're going to pick that up, and that's going to make them question whether or not they're doing the right thing. So you've got to ask, and you've got to ask confidently. The second key skill is about being relaxed and maintaining your current disposition. And what I mean by that is, don't change your demeanour. Don't suddenly put on a closing cloak, become a closing superhero, so that your eye contact intensity changes. The narrative, the words you use are somehow different. They'll pick up the vibes if you change, that you've changed and your focus has moved away from providing a great service or product to them to closing the deal. And that can get in the way, that can create a barrier for them in enabling them to want to go ahead. So stay relaxed, maintain what I call the interaction dynamics that you've already built up and established with your customer. So whatever that relationship is that you really worked hard to create, maintain the interaction between you along those lines, rather than put a cloak on and become somebody different. So stay relaxed. The third key skill is about being prepared to use silence. Once you've asked for the business, be silent. Don't feel a need to keep talking. And if that silence becomes a little bit prolonged, don't feel a need to suddenly start offering concessions in order to try and persuade your customer to break the silence and to agree to proceed. Let the silence run. Give your customer the opportunity to think through in their head whether they've got any outstanding questions or issues that need to be addressed. Now sure, if that silence continues for what you consider to be too long, so it becomes a little bit uncomfortable for the two of you, invite them into the conversation by asking a question. Ask them, have you got any questions? And that gives them the opportunity then to share with you whatever may be going on in their head that's preventing them from agreeing to proceed with the deal. So use silence, be prepared to pause once you've asked for the business until such time as your customer responds to you. The fourth key skill is about being comfortable with pushbacks. And what I mean by pushbacks are objections, questions, concerns, anxiety raised by your customer about proceeding. You're going to get pushbacks, aren't you? Now ideally, before closing, you will have identified and addressed all of those concerns, anxieties, questions, etc., etc., etc. But hey, you may not have addressed some of them quite as thoroughly as the customer would like, and they may have the same or more questions for you about certain concerns, or they may have identified new concerns that they wish to raise with you. But hey, this is great, isn't it? Because overcome that or those objections and you're able then to progress and close the deal. So questions, pushbacks, objections, whatever you want to call them, that your customer raises in response to your request to proceed with the deal are actually opportunities. If you anticipate that there will be those opportunities and you feel comfortable and prepared to respond to them, you'll be in a good place to close. So number 4 is expect pushbacks and be comfortable addressing them. Now, the fifth key skill is really a build on the previous one, and it's about being prepared to be persistent. Don't assume that you only need to ask once, you only need to try and close once. Be prepared to close as many times as is necessary, using as many different techniques as necessary. So 5 key skills to get your closing rate way up. Ask confidently. Be relaxed. Use silence. Anticipate and be comfortable responding to pushbacks. And be persistent. Look out for more videos on closing from me, including videos addressing how to develop a closing mindset, how to create the optimum conditions for closing, and videos on specific closing techniques. Good luck with this.